Hey guys, Lindsay Rodriguez here for BPM, and joining me is the lovely Miss ERIKA HEYNATZ. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
That's good. Now let's talk about the album, because obviously we know you as a model and as a TV personality. When did that desire to be musical first kick in?
At a very young age, I think I've been making a lot of noise for a very long time. So there's always been the interest in making music, and I started off by doing, I think, what most kids do, and that's involving themselves in musical theatre productions and choir and all that sort of stuff. And when I left and went to university, I did small sort of outside projects. But it wasn't really until the opportunity came up when Channel 7 offered me the role of being a contestant on a reality show that I thought, this is really my opportunity to test drive and see if I've got what it takes to be able to really immerse myself in music. And it was great because I got to explore all these different genres, and out of it came a contract from EMI.
Going into making a record, were you nervous? Because in the past, we've seen a lot of people, Holly Valance, Steph McIntosh, people like that have gone from either acting, modelling, TV presenting into music, and it hasn't always been well received. So were you nervous going into this, or were you quite confident that it would be fine?
People have always got an opinion. What I decide to do or how I decide to react to that is the next thing. For me, I choose to see that as a bit of a challenge, and a good challenge at that. I think it's nice to feel confident and to feel connected to what you've done. I feel really proud of what I've achieved. So I don't, in a way, I kind of meet those opinions or meet that potential critique with, not with my dukes up, but just, I'm prepared for that. Sometimes you get a little bit nervous about it when you anticipate what's going to be said. But I think the joy of doing anything musically is that, for me, it's the experience of making the music, and the fact that I love it so much, and the fact that I'm so happy doing this. I can't help but project that and hope for the best.
And tell me about the process of making Sweeter Side. Like where did you make it? Who did you work with? I want to know everything.
My first songwriting trip was to London, and I was really fortunate because EMI said to me, okay, you can either decide to go just down the pop avenue, but we think it'd be great for you to really work with as many diverse types of writers as you possibly can, pop rock and electronica and dance, and see what comes up. And so often it's about the dynamic of the people that you work with rather than stylistically what they're doing, certainly when it comes to a lyrical and melodic structure. So sometimes it was unexpected. I'd go in thinking that I'd have an awkward session with somebody, and I thought, oh, there's no way this is going to work out. And they were the sort of really blissful sessions where it was really easy and effortless and things just flowed. But I worked also in Los Angeles, in Texas. The bulk of the songs were written either in Sydney or Los Angeles or London. The production was done with a guy called John Elijah. Andy Zula was the person I worked with in Texas. He's done a lot of amazing production with people like Rod Stewart. Kelly Clarkson was probably his breakthrough artist. So he's got that really strong pop sensibility. The stuff that I did with John Elijah in Los Angeles was really earthy and rootsy and acoustic. So we then took the album to Texas just to give it that pop shine that I love. I'm a shameless pop lover.
There is nothing wrong with that. We all love
dirty
pop.
word.
I mean, where would we be without Britney?
I know.
Come on.
We're very similar, Brittany and I.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're wearing underpants. I'm not going to check, but I'm sure you are.
Don't mess me around now that I'm here and you got what you want.
Now let's talk about the video clips for Bullet and Kingdom, because they're so different.
I think that's part of one of the most fun parts of being an artist, is that you get to represent yourself musically and also visually. And as you say, with Kingdom, the aim was, and because the song's quite different, it's more melodically uplifting, and we wanted to create a feel that was very cinematic and very raw and lots of only natural light, that sort of thing. Whereas with Bullet, it's a much sassier, stronger sound. It's a more sophisticated sound, but we wanted to create something that was visually much bolder. And it was just, it was such a great opportunity to do that complete contrast, certainly in character play. We look at 5 different strong, iconic female roles within cinema, from the 50s pin-up girl through to the 70s badass biker chick to, you know, the film noir, the sort of classic film noir villainess and the Tarantino style girl as well. So, you know, having a background in fashion has meant that I can certainly channel some of that love of dressing up. But yeah, it was a great opportunity for me to just explore some of the different personalities that I have musically, and certainly, you know, that happens within the album as well.
Who was your favourite character to play in Bullet?
Well, you know, according to the people on set, they're all pretty hot for the 70s badass biker chick. There's a little bit of me that loves the first one because it's kind of a little bit bad, sort of sexploitation for Benny Hill and the bad blonde hair and the snake. I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's supposed to have a sarcastic feel to it. But I liked being a ranger for the day. I liked being the 50s pin-up, you know, strawberry-haired girl.
Yeah.
That was good fun. And the fact that it is, you know, it's supposed to be, you know, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's not often that you saddle a life-size bullet.
So I've always known you to be one of the nicest chicks in the business. So I'm just wondering, apart from being a song on the record, why is the album called Sweeter Side? Because I don't know any other sides to you.
Well, there are other sides, definitely. What I found through the songwriting process was there was a real opportunity for me to honour both the strong and the more vulnerable sides of myself, you know, at a dual time. So there were lots of songs that gave me the opportunity to flush out sentiments like love and hope and affirmation and the really positive stuff, and also honour some of the softer sides and look at self-doubt and loneliness and separation and some of the experiences I've had as well. So I think, it's just my way of celebrating the fact that there is real strength in revealing that more vulnerable side of you as a woman.
Is that scary though, to be putting so much of yourself into this record and as you said, showing that vulnerable side? Is that really scary? Because people are going to listen to that and they're going to, you know, form opinions about, oh, she's a softie, or oh, she's this, or like, is that really?
I think because there's a good balance there of what's going on, but definitely I know in the early days of the songwriting, it'd be really awkward because I'd say, you know, you want to say, you've got these ideas and you're too nervous to spit them out, but you kind of edit them as they're coming out, and part of it is that you are working with people that you're not comfortable with. But what I am comfortable with is that I'm pretty sure that other people feel the same way or have felt the same way, or that they'll resonate with the sentiment of the song. So there's no real shame in showing that, and I think it's a good thing. So that's why I thought, well, it is a good title. It's one of the first songs that I wrote. It's one of the ones I'm really proud of.
So now that you've realised your dream of making a record, are you going to go back to TV hosting and modelling, or are you just going to get straight back in that studio and start writing and working on another album?
This has been my absolute love and focus and passion for the past 3 years, and I definitely think that will only sort of build in momentum. I never stopped doing any of the others. It's probably just that the focus shifted. And I'm sure most musicians can relate. It's really important that you eat square meals, and it's good to have a couple of jobs that pay the bills. So that is a part of it. But there's also that each time I've, you know, as a model and as a television presenter, as an actress, all of those skills really support what I do as a musician in some small way. So I think there's something to be said for being stimulated professionally on a number of different levels. So that really works for me.
Who else did you like to work with musically? Like, are there people that you'd like to tour with or collaborate with?
There's so many great artists out there, but what I love is that there's so many great female artists at the moment that are dominating the charts, and I think any of those I put my hand up to work with. I think to work with a strong bunch of chicks would be perfect.
Well, come July 16th, you will be one of those women steaming up the charts. So, ERIKA, thanks so much for chatting with
Lindsay.
BPM. And guys, make sure you grab your copy of Sweeter Side, July 16th, bigpondmusic.com.